Did you know that Chile is the longest country in the world from north to south, but has the width of a string bean? That's right, folks. This South American nation is a geographical marvel that stretches over 4,300 miles from its northernmost point to its southern tip. However, its widest point is a mere 217 miles. Imagine that. It's like a supermodel that never gains an inch around the waist, no matter how many empanadas she eats. Now let's talk about Chile's unique shape. Picture a spaghetti noodle. That's Chile for you. And it's not just slender, it's also a bit of a contortionist. It bends around the Andes Mountains in the east and the Pacific Ocean in the west, forming a sort of geographic sandwich. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? Well, if you're a fan of diverse climates, you're in for a treat. Chile's unusual shape and location mean it's home to a remarkable range of climates. It's like a buffet of weather patterns, from the arid Atacama Desert in the north, known as the driest place on Earth, to the lush vineyards in its central region, right down to the frosty Patagonian ice fields in the south. It's like Mother Nature got indecisive and decided to throw in everything but the kitchen sink. But remember, with great climate diversity comes great wardrobe responsibility. In one day, you could be sipping pisco sours in a beachside cabana, then bundling up for a snowy trek through the Andes, and by evening, you could be roasting marshmallows in the desert. So, pack wisely, my friends. As for the rumor about women being forbidden to wear clothes in Chile, well, let's just say that might be a bit of an exaggeration. But if you want to find out the truth, you'll have to come see for yourself. So, if you ever want to experience almost all the world's climates in one day, you know where to go. Chilean culture is as rich and diverse as its geography, with a mix of indigenous traditions and European influences. This is a land where ancient customs blend harmoniously with modern rhythms, creating a cultural kaleidoscope that's as colorful as a Pablo Neruda poem. Now, let's take a step back in time and immerse ourselves in the world of Chile's indigenous cultures. The Mapuche, an indigenous people in south-central Chile, have a rich history and tradition. Their belief in the spiritual power of the natural world is as vibrant as the Mapuche's colorful woven textiles. Then, there's the Rapa Nui, the original inhabitants of Easter Island. These folks are renowned for their mysterious Moai statues. But their culture is about more than just big stone heads. They've got a unique Polynesian culture, with a language, music, and dance all their own. But the cultural plot thickens when the Spanish colonizers enter the scene. They brought their language, their religion, and their love for siestas. And while the Mapuche weren't exactly thrilled with the siestas, they couldn't resist the allure of the Spanish language. Today, Spanish is Chile's official language, spoken with a distinct Chilean accent that's as spicy as their beloved pebre sauce. The influence of Spanish colonization is also evident in Chile's predominant religion, Catholicism. Yet, the indigenous belief systems have endured, often blending with Catholic practices to create a uniquely Chilean spiritual landscape. Fast forward to contemporary Chilean culture, where music, literature, and food take center stage. The sounds of the traditional cueca dance mix with the modern beats of reggaeton. Chilean authors, like Isabel Allende, weave tales as rich and complex as a bottle of Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon. And let's not forget the food, folks. From the hearty cazuela stew to the delicious empanadas, Chilean cuisine is a flavor fiesta that dances on your palate. From empanadas to the mystical Rapa Nui, Chile's culture is a feast for the senses. So if you're looking for a cultural adventure, pack your bags and head to Chile. But remember, leave room for more empanadas. Chile's history is a saga of triumphs, tragedies, and a constant thirst for progress. Our journey through the annals of time begins with the pre-colonial era. Picture this, a time when Chile was a patchwork quilt of indigenous cultures, each as diverse as the landscape they inhabited. The Mapuche down south, the Aymara up north, and the enigmatic Rapa Nui on Easter Island. Each group, a vibrant thread in the rich tapestry of Chilean history. Then, in the 16th century, the Spanish conquistadores arrived with dreams of gold and glory. And so began the era of Spanish colonization. But let's not kid ourselves. This wasn't all flamenco dances and paella parties. It was a time of struggle and transformation as old worlds collided with new. Fast forward a couple of centuries to a time of revolution. Chile, like a moody teenager, had had enough of its overbearing Spanish parents. The struggle for independence was on, and boy, it was as fiery as a bowl of Chilean pebre. The year 1810 marked the beginning of the end for Spanish rule, and by 1818, Chile was strutting its stuff as a newly minted independent nation. But history is a winding road with its fair share of potholes. Enter the 20th century, a period marred by political instability, dictatorship, and human rights abuses. It was like a telenovela, but without the dramatic music and fabulous hair. However, let's not dwell on the gloom. Chile, like a phoenix, rose from the ashes of dictatorship, returning to democracy in the early 90s. Today, Chile stands as a beacon of resilience and progress, its past etched into the heart of its people. From the indigenous cultures that first called this land home, through the tumultuous times of colonization and independence, to the challenges of the 20th century, Chile's history is a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. In the face of adversity, Chile always seems to find a way forward. Now let's debunk that crazy rumor that women in Chile are forbidden to wear clothes. Spoiler alert, it's not true. In fact, the daily life in Chile is a lot like playing a game of soccer. It's all about family, teamwork, and of course, a little bit of drama. Chileans place a high value on family ties, and it's not uncommon to find multiple generations living under one roof. Some say it's like an episode of a reality TV show, but without the commercial breaks. Now, let's dive into the work culture. Picture this, a grueling 9-to-5 job, but with a twist. The workday is broken up by a 2-hour lunch break. Yes, you heard that right, 2 whole hours. It's like a mini vacation in the middle of the day. You can grab a bite, take a nap, or if you're feeling adventurous, maybe even squeeze in an episode of your favorite Netflix show. But don't let the laid-back lunch breaks fool you. Chileans are hard workers, often putting in long hours. And remember, being late is fashionable in Chile. Or at least, that's what Chileans would like you to believe. It's simply their creative way of rebelling against the tyranny of the clock. Social customs in Chile are a mix of the traditional and the modern, kind of like a grandma who knows how to use TikTok. When meeting someone, a single kiss on the right cheek is customary, but don't get too excited. It's more of an air kiss. And remember, if someone invites you to their home, it's considered polite to bring a gift. A bottle of wine or flowers should do the trick. And now, for the million-dollar question. Do Chilean women walk around in their birthday suits? Of course not. The wardrobe choices in Chile are as diverse as the country itself. From traditional ponchos in the Andean region to modern, stylish outfits in Santiago. So, rest assured, you won't be getting any indecent exposure charges during your visit to Chile. Chile might be skinny, but it's packed with some of nature's most stunning creations. Picture this. You're standing on the edge of the driest place on Earth. No, it's not my humor on a bad day. It's the Atacama Desert, a barren beauty that's as breathtaking as it is dry, with landscapes so otherworldly, NASA actually uses it to test Mars rovers. Talk about a 2-for-1 travel deal. Visit Chile, get Mars for free. Now, let's swap the sandy sneakers for some snow boots. The Andes Mountains, the longest continental mountain range in the world, runs the entire length of Chile. The peaks here dream in altitudes that would make even the most seasoned mountaineers dizzy. It's not all just snow and stone, though. These mountains are home to vibrant wildlife and the most Instagrammable sunsets you'll ever see. But why stop at mountains when you can have glaciers too? Patagonia, at the southern tip of Chile, is a frigid wonderland of ice fields, glaciers, and frosty fjords. It's like the world's biggest natural freezer, but instead of frozen peas and last year's Christmas cake, it's filled with some of the most awe-inspiring ice formations on the planet. Finally, let's take a little hop, skip, and a long plane ride out into the Pacific Ocean to the mysterious Easter Island. Famous for the gigantic stone heads, known as moai, that dot the island, it's a place that has puzzled historians and tourists alike for centuries. It's like the world's most perplexing outdoor art gallery. So there you have it. From deserts that forget what rain feels like, to mountains that touch the sky, icy wonderlands, and islands that double as open-air museums, Chile is a smorgasbord of natural wonders. Whether you're a beach bum, a mountain goat, or a desert rat, Chile has something for you. Ever heard of the Chilean miracle? No, it's not a new cocktail, but something much more intoxicating. In the economic world, the Chilean miracle refers to the period of rapid economic growth that Chile experienced from the mid-70s to the late 90s. It was a time when Chile transitioned from a protectionist economy with high tariffs and government intervention to a free market economy. This shakeup was like taking a roller coaster ride blindfolded, but oh boy, did it pay off. The economic reforms resulted in a significant increase in foreign investment and a boom in sectors like mining, agriculture, and tourism. Picture this. Chile is like the golden goose of Latin America, laying out gleaming copper eggs. That's right, folks. Chile is the world's largest producer of copper, and this shiny metal accounts for about half of the country's exports. But it's not all about mining. Chile's fertile valleys and unique climate make it a paradise for agriculture. Did you know that Chile is one of the world's leading exporters of wine, blueberries, and salmon? So the next time you're sipping on a glass of Merlot or enjoying a salmon sushi roll, there's a good chance it's made in Chile. And let's not forget about the thriving tourism industry. With its stunning landscapes, from the driest desert in the world to the icy glaciers of Patagonia, Chile is a magnet for adventure junkies and nature lovers alike. The tourism sector contributes significantly to the economy and provides jobs for thousands of Chileans. But like any good cocktail, it's all about balance. Chile's economy has faced its share of challenges, such as dependency on copper prices and income inequality. However, the country continues to make strides in diversifying its economy and addressing these issues. So, if you're looking for a place to invest your money, you might want to consider Chile. Just remember to diversify your portfolio. Every country has its quirks, and Chile is no exception. Ever tried conversing with a Chilean in Spanish? Good luck. You see, Chilean Spanish is like a salsa dance, fast-paced, vibrant, and full of twists and turns. And just like salsa, it's a mix of different flavors. They've got a sprinkle of indigenous Mapuche words, a dash of old Spanish slang, and a generous helping of local lingo. And let's not even get started on the speed. It's like the Spanish language downed a double espresso and is now sprinting towards the finish line. Now, if you're feeling a bit dizzy after attempting a conversation, I've got just the remedy. It's called a terremoto, which ironically translates to earthquake. Now don't worry, it's not a natural disaster, but a delightful cocktail that Chileans love to shake up. It's a potent mix of fermented wine, pineapple ice cream, and a splash of grenadine. Odd? Maybe. Delicious? Absolutely. But be warned, too many of these, and you might start feeling the tremors. And speaking of shaking things up, let's talk about the cueca. No, it's not a type of bird, but Chile's national dance. Picture this. It's a courtship dance where the man tries to woo the woman with enthusiastic foot stomping and handkerchief waving. It's like a flamenco dance, but with more twirls and less drama. And the best part? Everyone can join in, no matter their age or dancing skills. But let's not forget one of the most peculiar facts about Chile. Did you know that Chile is the world's longest country from north to south? It's like someone took a country and just stretched it out. It's so long, in fact, that it covers 5 different climate zones. Talk about climate diversity. From their language to their dance moves, Chileans certainly know how to keep things interesting. So next time you're in Chile, don't just visit, live it. Try to keep up with their Spanish. Shake up a terremoto and twirl your way into a cueca dance. And remember, it's not just about seeing the world, it's about experiencing it. So, there you have it. A crash course on Chile, a land of contrasts, culture, and incredible resilience. We've crisscrossed this fascinating country, from the jagged peaks of the Andes to the bustling streets of Santiago, from the arid Atacama Desert, the driest place on earth, to the lush vineyards that produce some of the world's finest wines. Chile's culture is as vibrant and varied as its landscapes. We've delved into the country's rich history, tracing its roots back to ancient indigenous cultures through the tumult of Spanish colonization right up to the modern era. We've seen how this history has shaped the Chilean way of life, influencing everything from food and music to social norms and traditions. We've also taken a look at Chile's economy, a dynamic mix of mineral wealth, agriculture, and a burgeoning service sector. Despite the challenges of its geographical location, Chile has managed to carve out a niche for itself on the global stage, showing us that where there's a will, there's a way. And of course, we've busted the myth about Chilean women not wearing clothes. It's a quirky rumor that's been circulating for years, but as we've seen, it couldn't be further from the truth. Chilean women, like women everywhere, have the freedom to dress as they please, debunking that odd piece of misinformation. But perhaps the most important takeaway from our virtual journey is the spirit of the Chilean people. Their resilience in the face of adversity, their passion for life, and their warm hospitality make this country truly special. Whether you're planning a trip or just want to impress your friends with your worldly knowledge, remember that Chile is more than just a long, skinny country. It's a place where the unexpected is the norm and where every day brings a new adventure.